Welcome to this week's episode of NoCover Music Magazine at 707 13th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama. Today we are pleased to have Mr. Brian Flemming on the show today. How's it going, Brian?
Going good, Tim.
Brian
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Brian and I have been friends for a long time. Way back in the day, we worked at a music store together, and he's still kicking around town playing music and doing great. I see you playing down on Broadway quite a bit. I guess you're one of the heavyweight buskers down there, huh?
I don't know about heavyweight, but it's true enough. I am a busker that does it pretty regularly, especially on the weekends.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're in town and you're walking up and down the street, this man might be the guy that's entertaining you. So tell me a little bit about what's going on. I mean, what's taken you from being a casual guitar player to you seem to be gigging a lot?
Well, I gig off and on whenever I can. Sometimes I have dry spells. Sometimes I have the good fortune of having several. In a small window of time.
Do you always prefer to play as a solo or acoustic guitar, or do you ever get together with a band and do that kind of thing? Or
I play solo for the most part. Occasionally I sit in with my friends Todd Moore and Sean Altman, the Altman Moore Project.
Yeah.
I've been friends with them for quite a few years now.
Todd's actually the one that recommended you to be on the show, so we'll give a shout out to Todd and we'll get those guys
on the show. Thank you, Todd. You're the best, my friend.
So, tell me a little bit about what inspires you to play.
Well, music's always been a big part of my life. I mean, I've always been drawn to it. I've always been, just not necessarily obsessed with it, but just consumed by it. There's a better word. How's that?
Was there music in your house growing up?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm the only one of my family of origin that had any musical inclinations. Neither one of my parents played an instrument, and neither one of my two older brothers had any musical leanings. It was all me. It all began with me and my family.
So what was it that you heard that made you go, man, I want to play and sing?
Well, I was drawn to the Beatles when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I just happened upon a couple of my older brother's LPs, and I listened to them, and I just kept listening to them, and I actually had quite a few fights over, me being able to use it. But I was drawn to that music, and I was drawn to other music from whatever was on the radio at the time. In the late 70s, early 1980.
How old were you when you got your first guitar?
To tell you the truth, I really didn't pick up a guitar until I went to college the first time, just before my 19th birthday. It was I didn't actually start out on guitar.
What'd you start on?
I started taking piano lessons when I was 12 years old in the summer of '81. I'd been inspired by a very, very significant event that happened 6 months before, and that was when John Lennon was assassinated. And I just remember thinking, my God, what a shame, and they really, and I think John Lennon especially, he was my favorite Beatle, I think really, really inspired me to become a musician, because
that's one of those events in your life that a lot of people remember right where they were when they heard that news.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for the younger generation, they remember 9/11, or our generation, a little while back, Lennon, Challenger, whatever. It's just one of those events that you'll never forget where you were and what you were doing when you heard it. With like my parents will always remember where they were when they heard about JFK.
Right.
But as far as what music really inspired me, I was always attracted to the singer-songwriter. I never really got into Elvis Presley much. Granted, he's the king of rock and roll, and he was the first, really real bona fide rock star, because he was just, he was so good looking, and he had such stage presence and charisma.
And a heck of a voice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just never really was drawn to Elvis. I was always more gravitated towards the people who wrote their own music before it was the norm, like Buddy Holly. I've always been inspired by by his music. His music still sounds fresh.
Oh yeah.
And it's been what, 60 years now since his death.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, great. Great music transcends generations, and they live long. They live on long after the artist has passed on.
So, do you find your leanings towards playing people's music, or do you like to write yourself?
I fool around with melodies. I'm going to be honest with you, Tim. I can't write a lyric to save my life. I mean, if I found a lyricist, there'd be one of those great collaboration teams like Elton John and Bernie Taupin. One does the music, the other one does the lyrics.
Right.
I think Elton was the one who did the music, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Elton did the music, yeah. In fact,
Bernie did the lyrics.
That's a pretty good team right there. So if you're a writer and you're looking for somebody to play with, look this guy up. He's looking for some collaboration. So you were in college, you picked up the guitar, and you just kind of didn't look back. You've been playing ever since? Yes,
sir. And I've mainly done it for fun, but about a decade ago, after the regular job that I had went in the toilet when the economy tanked. I used to work for years with a mortgage company, and when that went under, when I was out of work for a while, my wife inspired me to use this time on my hands, for lack of a better phrase, to pick up music again, try to start playing professionally, try to play in public, for actual paying gigs.
Yeah, well, that's worked out well for you, because I see your name carrying around. In fact, I'm playing a place that you play often out in Fort Mitchell, I think, this weekend, and I heard that you were playing out there quite a bit when it was Fred and Lester's. Yeah, now it's JR's, but they just started having little bands out there again, so that's going to be kind of fun. I haven't been out there since I changed the names.
I've only played out there twice, I think, 3 times at the most, but I really enjoyed that. Gig. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and
you got a nice little stage.
Yeah, they do, and it carries so well. It's outdoor, but the acoustics are pretty good for outdoor.
Well, you got quite a powerful voice.
That's some people say that, and I beg to differ. But I just sing. I don't even really think about it.
So tell me, as somebody that kind of got away from playing music and got back into it with your wife's inspiration, if you could inspire young kids that are thinking about getting into music, what advice might you have for them?
I say that if you're drawn to it and if it influences you and you're really serious and passionate about it, don't look back, do it, because I don't want to say to young kids life is short, because they're young, but I'd say to young kids who are looking to get into music, absolutely go for it. It'll be rough at times, the actual learning process, but the more you do it, the easier it gets, and it becomes second nature. Playing a guitar, playing a piano, or playing any other instrument, sure, there's the physical aspect of it, like muscle memory, but music is here before it's here and here. And I know a lot of people are going to look at me funny when I say that, but it really is about something immeasurable that comes from within you, whether it's your own music or whether you're covering someone else's music. Music is universal and music is powerful, and I based on my observations and experience, I'd say a lot of people, most people appreciate good music.
Well, normally we don't talk this much before we get into playing some music, but you're such an interesting guy. But tell me about the first song you're going to play for us.
That song, the breakup song by the Greg Kihn Band. I always liked some of the early '80s songs before it got into the the techno pop aspect. I mean, I liked artists like The Police, Journey, Toto. I mean, the list just goes on and on. But I always liked that song in particular. I always was always drawn to the refrain. You know, it's very catchy and very memorable.
Well, let's take a listen.
We had broken up for good just an hour before. Now I'm staring at the bodies as they dance across the floor. Then the band slowed the tempo and the music took it down. It was the same old song with a melancholy sound. They don't write them like that anymore. They don't write them like that anymore. We've been living together for a million years. Now it feels so strange out in the atmospheres. Then the jukebox plays a song I used to know. Now I'm staring at the bodies as the dance is so slow. They don't ride them like that anymore. They just don't ride them like that anymore. Staring at an empty glass. Is it so easy to say that you'll forget your past? They don't ride them like that anymore. No, they just don't ride them like that anymore. They don't ride them like that anymore. Don't ride them like that anymore. They just don't. No, they don't. No, no. They don't ride them like that anymore.
So that is a great tune. I remember that tune, and it brings back good memories. Like I said, you have a great voice, and we're going to hear you play some more. You got a Collective Soul tune in the works for us. What's the name of that one?
It's December.
Okay. We'll take a listen to that.
Why drink the water from my hand? Contagious as you think I am. Just tilt my son towards your domain. Your cup runneth over again. Don't scream about, don't think aloud. Turn your head now, baby, just spit me out. Don't worry about, don't speak of doubt. Turn your head now, baby, just spit me out. Ooh. Why follow me to higher ground, lost as you swear I am? throw away your basic needs, ambience and vanity. Don't scream about, don't think aloud. Turn your head now, baby, just spit me out. Don't worry about, don't speak of doubt. Turn your head now, baby, just spit me out. Promise you gave unto me, December whispers of treachery, December clouds are now covering me, December songs no longer I sing, December promise you gave unto me, December whispers of treachery, December clouds are now covering me, December songs no longer I sing. Don't scream about, don't think aloud. Turn your head now, baby, just spit me out. Don't worry about, don't speak of doubt. Turn your head now, baby, just spit me out.
So have you ever seen Collective Soul live?
Yes, I have. I've actually met them a few times.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. My wife used to go to concerts as a writer for Playgrounds magazine back in the late 90s. And then when she and I got together, I came on board and started doing what she was doing. And our friend was a photographer, so we three used to go to a lot of shows, including the Hard Rock Fest up at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the summer of 1999.
That's gotta have been a lot of fun, huh?
Oh, it was great. I actually got a couple of horror stories from that one. The first one was when we were in the media pit, we three, when we were watching them, we were just mere feet away from the crush of the crowd behind the sawhorses, and we actually saw one concert goer who was a little bit too zealous being carried over by security into the media pit out of harm's way, and he was bloodied from his head down to his stomach. And
I never understood that. I never understood
that either. Yeah, and then I was meeting so many artists in the limited access area. There were a lot of artists there. There was Collective Soul, there was Sugar Ray, Live, The Offspring, among a few others. And I think there was a band that kind of had like one hit that never really went anywhere. I'm not sure what their name was, but like I said, it was a while back. But
let's get into hearing you play some more. We got some more music that I want you to do. What's the third song that you want to play for us?
This one's a current one that came out last year. It's by an artist called Lovely the Band. It's one word, and it's called Broken.
All right, we'll take a listen to that.
I like that you're broken, broken like me. Maybe that makes me a fool. I like that you're lonely, lonely like me. I could be lonely with you. Met you late night at a party, some trust fund babies, Brooklyn law. By the bathroom, you said let's talk, but my confidence is wearing off. These aren't my people, these aren't my friends. She grabbed my face, that's when she said, I like that you're broken, broken like me. Maybe that makes me a fool. I like that you're lonely, lonely like me. I could be lonely with you. Something tragic, but almost pure. Think I could love you, but I'm not sure. There's something wholesome, there's something sweet tucked in your eyes that I'd love to meet. These aren't my people, these aren't my friends. She grabbed my face, that's when she said, I like that you're broken, broken like me. Maybe that makes me a fool. I like that you're lonely, lonely like me. I could be lonely with you. Life is not a love song that we like. We're all broken pieces floating by. Life is not a love song. We can try to fix our broken pieces one at a time. I like that you're broken, broken like me. Maybe that makes me a fool. I like that you're lonely, lonely like me. I could be lonely with you. I like that you're broken, broken like me. Maybe that makes me a fool. I like that you're lonely, lonely like me. I could be lonely with you.
That was a great tune. We're going to have you do some more music for us, but of course, I'm going to request a song. I want to hear you sing some Beatles. So you got a Beatles tune in your bag that you can do for us?
Yes, sirree. One of my absolute favorites by George.
What is it?
Here Comes the Sun.
All right, let's take a listen.
Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Sun, sun, here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, it's alright. It's alright.
Well, I want to say thank you for tuning into this week's episode of NoCover Music Magazine. Brian Flemming, acoustic star extraordinaire. I really appreciate you coming and playing and singing for us. Well, I really enjoyed it. And don't forget to check out next week's episode. We'll be coming to you live from American Guitar Boutique, 707 13th Street here in Phoenix City, Alabama. You guys have a great night.